I'm Dr. Child coming to you once again for a new video for the month of August. And in this month, I'm going to be focusing on getting you all ready for your school year. Some of you have already started, but even if you've started, the things that I'm sharing, they aren't too late and they won't hurt in your classroom or in your teaching practices. Before I get started with my video, I want you to make sure that you subscribe to my channel, share my channel with your colleagues, share my channel with future teachers, share my channel with parents, share my channel with administrators, share my channel. You get the point. Share my channel. If you're watching this video, I want to thank you for hanging around for a while. If you've been here for a while, I appreciate you. If you're new to this channel, I like feedback. So if you have any comments or anything that you'd like to share, feel free to drop some comments in the box below this video. Also, once you subscribe, make sure you sign up for post notifications, and that would be the bell. And there's a little bell emblem. You'll click on that, and it'll remind you each time I post a new video. All right, let's get started. We don't want to waste a lot of time because I have some very important things to share with you today regarding my field, my cherished and my beloved field that I'm so passionately and love to share my knowledge with you all. So I'm going to start, speaking of sharing my knowledge, I'm going to start with my 2 Cent Tuesday tip for this week. And two things to look out for if you follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be posting 2 Cent Tuesday tips, which will inspire these videos each week. But then I also am going to be sharing August advice. Every day in my Instagram story on Instagram, I'll share a tip strictly for August, and I call that August advice. It is not just for new teachers, it is for anyone in the field of education, and it's just little tidbits that may help you get you through August, things you may already know, but things that you may need some reminders about as well. So here we go, let's get started. 2 Cent Tuesday. My tip for this week, here it is from Instagram. It says, new teachers, find a mentor. Don't wait to be assigned one. Veteran teachers, help a new teacher understand the importance and worth of this profession. Mentoring doesn't have to be a lot of work. Your example may be all that they need. All right, so this is kind of getting you in the mode of back to school, as well as I decided a perfect thing that I could do with this post is share something that I wrote 10 years ago while beginning my first doctoral classes at Texas Southern. We had to read Letter to a Young Teacher by Jonathan Kozol, and we had to write for our final exam a letter to a young teacher. At that time, I was going into my 5th year of teaching, or I had just started into my 6th year of teaching, and we had just had a rough semester. We had Hurricane Ike that semester. This was 2008. I was personally without power for 12 days. Many people were without power for longer than that. It was a struggle semester. So when I got to the end, it was kind of refreshing to be able to write about my journey as a teacher and to be able to give advice. Even though I only had 6 years of teaching, I thought, man, I kind of like this assignment. And it kind of sparked my direction as far as where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do once I finished my doctoral pursuit. So first things first, I can't share this whole letter with you. It's on Dr. K Childs, drkchilds.com. If you go to my website, I'll also put a link to this in the subscription or in the comment box below, not in the comment box, but right under this video, where you can read this video, or where you can read this letter in its entirety. I've updated the post with a little forward, and it is Letter to a Young Teacher, 2008, and it says 10 years later. Be honest with you all, most of the things, the content remains the same. My thoughts remain the same. Not a lot has changed. Yes, a few things have changed in our lives and things have happened, but for the most part, my philosophies and the advice that I give is the same. I can't read the whole thing to you, but I'm just going to read some tidbits and little snippets from it. Basically, I said as an educator with 6 years of experience, which I now have 15, I'm going into my 15th year. I have done a lot, or I've done this job long enough to know that teachers, as yourself, need caring and observant mentors to guide you along. So that's where it kind of goes in with my 2 Cent Tuesday tip. However, I have not been in the profession long enough to forget what it's like to be in your shoes. You're about to enter a profession that is rewarding and challenging. This is a place to showcase all of your talents. Although you will establish a variety of daily routines in your classroom, each and every day will be different. As an educator, your most important responsibilities are to be responsive and caring to your students, remain professional in a variety of situations, and evolve and grow each year. So I go on talking about, even if you are working in the same school that you grew up in, you may still think you know that school, but you don't know it as much as you will once you become a teacher. Things may have changed since you went there as a student, and it's not the same being on the other side of the table. It's a lot different being a student versus being the teacher. So there's a lot that you have to learn. So I talk a little bit about that. I talk about the poverty within schools and the things that are going on and the issues that were going on. I mentioned the book Savage Inequalities by Jonathan Kozol, where essentially his book, it discusses conditions within our schools that could be compared to third world countries. So I go on and I say the physical look of your classroom is one small aspect of teaching. Building relationships are a big component for new teachers as well as any seasoned veteran teacher. So this is like the meat, and I feel like the most important thing that I mentioned in this letter to a young teacher. There are 3 relationships that are going to be of importance to you. One is the teacher and student relationship. Another is the parent and teacher relationship. And last, the other is those relationships that are developed amongst colleagues. You will have students and their families who are different from you, and though it will be a challenge, they will bring a new perspective to your classroom. Embrace their diversity or lack of, and use it as a learning opportunity. Though not all experiences with students and parents will be positive, you will add knowledge and understanding in relating to other walks of life. Well-known author Lisa Dale Pitt supports what I am saying to you best in her book Other People's Children, when she says they, speaking of educators, must learn about the brilliance students bring with them in their blood. She also states that if we are to successfully educate all of our children, we must work to remove the blinders built of stereotypes, monocultural instructional methodologies, ignorance, social distance, biased research, and racism. We must work to destroy those blinders so that it is possible to see, to really see, and to get to know those students that we must teach. Learn about, and this is my words, learn about your students' likes and dislikes. Let them know that you're watching them and observant. Find out their learning styles. Teach them with lessons providing relevance to their communities, and in return, let them teach you something. I continue on in the letter. It goes on some more. One thing that I talk about is that your students are watching you. If you ever wanted any piece of celebrity, you become a mini celebrity when you become a teacher, whether you like it or not. I live in a large city, Houston, Texas, and I've run into my students several times in my neighborhood and even in other places outside of my neighborhood. If you've ever been to Houston, you know that that's pretty crazy because the city's big. And when they see you, even if they're not in your class, they've seen you in school, and they'll whisper and they'll point sometimes, and they might even act awkward, but you become a celebrity. Your students are going to notice what you're wearing. They're going to notice if something's out of place, if you don't have nail polish on your hands, if you change nail polish, if you changed your hair. They notice everything. They pay attention, young and old. So just be careful and know that your students are watching you. Provide an example for them. Be professional in your experience. And then one other thing is I say, don't act like a know-it-all as a new teacher. You can't learn that way if you feel like you know it all. Also, I didn't say this in this letter, but don't act like you don't know anything either, because there might be something that you can teach and you can share to one of your colleagues. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and close, I believe, this video out. I'll close out with, or at least this part of the video with the teacher tip and mentorship and a letter and advice to new teachers. Um, I'll just close off with your ultimate job as a future educator is to help someone, just as I'm offering advice to you. I know that you chose this profession to make a difference in someone's life. Fight and create change in social justice issues that impact you and your students. Know that there are many lessons that could not be taught in your college or classroom, or that you taught in, know that there are many lessons that could not be taught to you in college or in a classroom when pertaining to this profession. So you don't learn it all when you're in college. Know that you must instill the same knowledge in your students. They may not learn it all in one day or in 1 year. When you want your students to learn and get better at something, it takes more than just one class setting, more than just a few days to master something. Share with your students your struggles. That's something I do all the time. I share with everyone. They probably think I have a problem because I share so much about my struggles. But share with them your struggles in school. Show them how you grew and evolved into the teacher that you are today. Make memories for your students and construct a foundation in which they can build upon to impact their future. And so I close out wishing you a fulfilling career. At the time, I was Mrs. Childs, 5th grade teacher and doctoral candidate. And of course, I'm beyond doctoral candidate now. It's so amazing to be able to have something to look back on, to be able to look back on my work 10 years later and see that I'm still standing for the same things, sharing the same message. But I also have so much more that I could add to that letter as well. So I'm going to go ahead and close out that part of the video. But remember, new teachers, look for a mentor. Don't make them have to look for you or assign you one. And veteran teachers, continue to show new teachers how to be respectful and show them the value of our profession. You be an example to them might be all that they need. Just being an example and showing them the right way. All right, one other thing. Starting August 6th, I need your help. I've already put in a proposal for South by Southwest EDU, which is in Austin, Texas. I'll be giving more information and also creating a video related to South by Southwest EDU. Last year, they waitlisted me. I got so excited. I thought they were going to get me in. And then they told me, we're sorry, we don't have enough space. But I'm not ungrateful for that. I was honored to even be waitlisted. This year, coming up in 2019, I want to be there presenting my ideas about changing the language, #social media matters. And I'll be giving you guys more information about that in a future video, but I need for you all to be paying attention, and I'm going to need for you all to support by voting for my proposal. All right. This video is long enough. I'm going to go ahead and close out. I want to thank you for watching. Those of you that are already back to school, leave me some comments as far as how your school year is going so far. Write me some questions as far as some things that you think I should address with new teachers or even with veteran teachers. I want to thank you all for watching. Have a beautiful day wherever you are watching this, and I appreciate you watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Remember to teach, lead, and serve.